Hi guys, welcome to this session in Microsoft Excel. In this module, I want to show you how you can create a dynamic data validation list. I also want to show how you can create the same thing using formatted tables. So on the screen, in the green cell, I have a validation list, which is looking at this list. If I add somebody at the bottom, Bob, that list will pick it up. Bob. So as this list grows, so does the validation list. Now the formula that I'm using is the offset function with the count A function. And that is the formula that is in the data validation box. And that's what I'm going to do on a separate sheet. So on the sheet called data 1, I'm going to recreate this from scratch. So my list that I've already added to custom lists is just going to be some products. So I'll just pull that down. There's a list. In here, I want a data validation list, which is going to use that formula to bring this list in. So I'm on the data tab. I'm going to data validation. I need to select the list option. And then I need to type that formula in here. So it's equals offset. Open the bracket on that. And I need to offset from A1, no rows, no columns. So A1 needs to be dollar signed. So I need to do a dollar sign A $1, then a comma. So the first argument after the comma is the row, and the second argument is the column. Both of those need to be 0. And then the height is going to be the count A function. So now I'm doing count A. It's not case sensitive, so I can type it as I want. Count A, and I need to count the whole of column A. So I need a dollar sign after I've opened the bracket, and then an A, then a colon, then another dollar sign, and an A, and then I'm closing the bracket on that. That's the count A function closed, and then I'm closing the bracket on the offset function. And then if I click OK, I get my list, which shows me those people. If I add something else at the bottom there, that should get picked up in the list, bills. So that's the formula to create a dynamic list, like so. So it just grow, and you can have it there for as long as you want. Now, prior to that, if I didn't use that formula and created a list, so if I just do another list, so you see the difference, and just create a standard list if you like. I've also got this in custom lists, so I'll do a different color there. So if I just do data validation and select this list, and select the list, like so, this is the problem. If I click OK to that, you get that list, which is great. But if you then add to this list, again, I've got this list in custom lists, so I've got 2 extra people. Dropping it down, it hasn't picked it up. So that's why you would need to do something like that. And now another thing you could do, if I just get into this cell and change the color again for another list, I'll go green in, and I'll give this a little title, name. I could sort of highlight this and format it as a table, which is on the home tab. Format as table. Just pick one. It's selecting that list. Do you have a header? Yes, I do. Click OK to that. And then that becomes a formatted table. So now I can get myself into this green cell, go to the data tab, go to data validation, do exactly the same, list, and then I'll just select the list like so. So I've selected it in exactly the same way as I did before, except when I click OK to this, I'll have the drop down. But if I add somebody else to this list, so I'll add John. So see the list grows, the formatting's following it down. So that would pick it up. There's John. So there's 2 different ways of doing it. You can format it as a table, or you can use this offset function. Totally up to you which you want to do. I haven't got a favorite, but formatting lists is probably the easier option than remembering that sort of formula. But that's all I want to talk about in this little video, how you can create a dynamic list using data validation from a function or from a formatted table. So hopefully that information was great. Thank you for your time. I'll catch you on the next one.